morning, folks. We are out here at Riffe Lake. It's a pretty big impoundment on the Cowlitz River. It's a Tacoma Power Hydro project. I don't have the statistics. I'm sure Pete will post them up in the video as far as how big it is, but it's a long piece of water. You wouldn't fish it all in a day. Interesting conditions out here today. It's the 2nd of July. Air temperatures in the 50s. Water temperature showing us about 59 degrees, so the fish should be somewhat shallow. We haven't put the fish hawk down to see what the temperature looks like. Typically, if you're in the 50s to 60 on the surface, there's probably not a lot of stratification going on right now, but we may take the temperature here at some point. We're fishing right now in about 200 feet of water. We're up by the dam, just kind of prospecting, looking for some fish marks. We started off pretty fast. We're doing about 3.1, dragging a couple of spoons there along behind us with no attractors or flashers. Just cover some water, look and see what we're doing, and see what we can see. It's been years since I have been on this lake in a boat. I fished it a little bit from the shore, but I got to be honest with you, I've never really given this an honest effort. It's about 2 hours from the house, and we'll be back here in a couple of weeks. We're going to camp out fishing for a couple of days, so we figured we'd come down today and see what we're looking at, sort of like the pre-fish for the big fishing trip here in a couple of weeks. So we'll get back with you when we get on the fish or see something interesting and let you know how we're doing. So right now we're running 2 downrigger rods. I'm running 20 feet with a Cal Kellogg speed spoon on there, 8-foot kokanee rod, and Pete is running
a hammered gold speed spoon.
Hammered gold speed spoon. Okay, so mine's a UV Pro and his is a hammered gold, but they're the same style of spoon, very similar to a Speedy Shiner. Work well at fairly high speeds. And how deep are you going, Pete?
50.
He's going down to 50 feet, so we're going to bracket him a little bit. It's a 2-rod lake. We can actually throw out up to 4 rods, so we'll at least throw a 3rd rod out here, a lead core rod, and see if we can pick anything up on the surface with a different offering. But right now we're fishing primarily spoons. My plan today is to fish spoons and plugs if I can, because that's what I really enjoy fishing. But if we find that the fish are hyped up on spinners or plastics or something different like that, then that's what we'll change to. But right now it's kind of exciting because it's new water, new terrain, and we're just kind of prospecting to see what we can see. So just preliminarily, we've been on the water a little less than an hour, and both running spoons. Started out at 3.1, caught a couple there, just caught one at 2.8. I'm running 20 feet deep. It's a fairly aggressive spoon. Pete's going to change up lures here and probably depths, but I think we've got sort of a bite dialed in. We're not catching anything huge, so we'll keep looking around, but we got a fallback position right now. So we're still out here in Riffe Lake. We've been fishing for about 4.5 hours here. I think we got 9 so far. A couple of them we never got to the boat, so didn't count them. I've been fishing pretty consistently that gold and orange little Clio spoon. So I've caught, I don't know, 4 or 5 on that one. Caught 3 on the speed spoon when we're going a little faster. We're doing about 2.2 right now. When we moved in, we're fishing about 100 to 160 feet of water along the edge over here, just south of the dam. I don't know if we're south or north. South, I think. But having a fairly consistent bite on my side, but the other side's been rough. We're not running the exact same lure, but we're running pretty close to the same colors, same style, you know, spoons. A lot of the same gear on both sides of the boat, and it just hasn't made any sense why one side's hooking up and the other one's not. But we'll keep after it and see what we can do here.
So Mike's hooked up. We're still speed trolling. We're at 3.1. Mike is 20 feet down with a Pro speed spoon from Fish Hunt Shoot.
You look like a nice fish on the surface too. It's hard to tell. Let's see.
Hooked up again, same speed spoon, still speed trolling, 3.1.
Once we get him to the net, I'll show you that spoon. there is that, Fish Hunt Shoot speed spoon. It's a UV model. It's a little orange, a little yellow.
So Mike again, all hooked up, running that speed spoon. We're at dropped down a little bit, I think, because of the wind. We're at 2.8 when that came on. So Mike's hooked up again. He's got an orange and gold little Clio. It was down the downrigger at 20 feet. Took it off the clip.
That's a nice fish. Did you see him?
I did.
That's a nice trout.
So Pete just hooked up on the lead core right there.
Running a Castmaster, I believe. Gold and orange Castmaster. 6 colors?
6 colors.
6 colors, okay. So that's probably hitting the consistent depths. We're hitting 18 to 20 feet. And we're trolling along at 2.1 right now. Trying to keep them in the water, that way we won't, less chance of that fish spitting the hook at the surface. We've had that a couple times now. Just trying to steer the boat.
Last color.
Last color. You get on that top shot, I'll spin us around. Maybe we can catch something going in the net here. There he is.
So Mike hooked up in that little Clio, made the adjustment of taking the flasher off that, and he was fishing how deep?
Right here I'm at 34 feet.
Mike's hooked up again on that little Clio.
Seems like this side's a little better for us. I might have lost him. I'm not positive here. So we're right up here next to Mossy Rock Dam. Pete's got a fish on that lead core there, which I believe is running a Castmaster.
Gold and
Orange.
So Mike's rocking that little Clio.
Been having some trouble picking up fish on the driver's side of the boat, but Pete changed his tactic a little bit and changed his depth, and he's starting to pick up some fish now. Pete and the Castmaster are hooked up again. Let's see if we can pull a fish that we can actually see. That lead core has been the most productive thing on that side of the boat so far.
Hope it didn't come off. That was a hell of a head shake.
Yeah, it looked like a good take when he took it down, so
He's still there.
yeah, a lot of times they just swim kind of at it and you're like, I lost him, I don't know where he is. Kind of finicky. They're not, some of them are striking hard and some of them are very subtle bites today. So oh man, he's on the surface and he don't want to come. Oh, behind the motor. So there you can see that Castmaster right in his mouth. Nice fish. Pete's got another one on the lead core. Game's turning out, starting to feel like the Indians in the 2016 World Series. I had it wrapped up. Now the Cubs are coming back. By the way, if you didn't see the 2016 World Series, it's worth watching even though it's 6 years old. It's a hell of a fish, dude. That is a nice one. Castmaster has turned out to be our lure for the day so far. Cleo was hitting it hot to begin with, but that Castmaster quickly caught up.
nicer fish.
You're good to see them.
Pulling.
Again, we're right up close to Mossy Rock Dam there. About 158 feet of water right here. Orange and silver Castmaster. So we just ran the fish hawk down. Should have done that first thing in the morning, but essentially you've got water between 59 and 56 degrees, all the way down to almost 50 feet. Talked to a couple other people there. They were fishing, by calculation, they were fishing somewhere in the 45 to 50 foot range. Pete went down to 30 feet. He's fishing quite a conglomeration of pop gear and different things there, so it's hard to tell if he even got a fish on, but picked one up at 30. Pete's got one here at 30 feet. He's running a spinner behind some the gold lake troll, Lord Jensen lake troll. He's just coming back hard. I can't pick up a fish and he's just killing it.
Hey folks, wrapping up for the day here on Riffe Lake. We had a pretty good day. It took us a little bit, well, it took me a bit to figure them out. Mike had them from the get-go. Mike was fishing a little Cleo, right about 20 feet. I think he dropped down to 35. Did pretty well. I went 30 on the downrigger. I picked up a couple, but the best for me today was the orange and chrome Castmaster, which actually turned on late in the day and did really well.